Alright, number 8 wants us to find x. Since x, or it doesn't represent the middle line, and the middle line is not labeled by any other number, we have to use the mustache. So to use the mustache, we first need to find the whole side, the whole hypotenuse, in other words, of the largest triangle. So we got to combine 3 with 8. And when you do that, you get 11. And then when I start my mustache, I'm going to have to start at 3 because 3 is the only part that has something around the corner from it. In other words, if I start at 8, I come around the corner, there's nothing on that other piece. So 3, I have to start at 3. So starting at 3, come around the corner, I hit x. So 3 is to x. That's one ratio. Starting at x, come back around the whole corner until I get to the whole side. So x is to 11. So now we cross multiply. So you would have x squared is equal to 3 times 11, which is 33. Now you take the square root of both sides. So x is equal to the square root of 33. Let's try and factor that. The only factors of 33 I can think of are 3 and 11. Neither one of them are pairs or twins. So square root of 33 is as simple as it'll go. So that's your exact answer. Grab our calculator to approximate. And you get about 5.7. All right, for number 9, it wants us to find y. But since, again, the middle line is not labeled, I have to use the mustache. So first I will combine y with 4 and get y plus 4. And this time I'll have to start at 4 because for the same reason, there's nothing around the corner from y. So I have to start at 4. So starting at 4, come around the corner, I hit 6. So that's your first ratio. And starting at 6, come back around the corner and hit y plus 4. Okay, and now I cross multiply. So you would have 4 times y plus 4 set equal to 6 times 6, which is 36. Then you have to distribute your 4. And when you do that, you get 4y plus 16 equals 36. Then you would subtract 16 from both sides. So 4y is equal to 20. And then divide both sides by 4. So y is equal to 5. And that's the exact answer and the approximated answer. So y equals 5. Number 10, find the length of the hypotenuse of a right triangle whose legs are 6 and 5. So again, I have a right triangle, and the legs are 5 and 6. I'm looking for C. So 5 squared plus 6 squared equals C squared. 25 plus 36 equals C squared. Combine 25 and 36, you're going to get 61 is equal to C squared. And then take the square root of both sides. So C is the square root of 61. There are no factors of 61 other than 1 in itself. So the square root of 61 is the exact answer. And now let's approximate. You get 7.8 approximately. Number 11 would like for us to find x and y. This is a lot like our homework from the night of our special right triangles. 11 is the 30, 60, 90 triangle because I see the 90 degree and the 30 degree marked. So that automatically makes the other one 60. But if you want to mark it, there you go. So from the formula chart, it's 30, 60, 90, and across from 30 is x, across from 60 is x square root of 3, and across from 90 is 2x. So according to this picture, we are being shown the side across from 60 as 9 root 3. As you can see, the root 3's line up from in my table, so that means the x and the 9 line up, which is telling me that x in the table should be 9. So underneath 2x, I should put 2 times 9, which would give me 18. Now let's come back to the picture that they give us. X in the picture is located across from 30. So according to my table, across from 30 should be 9. And then Y in the picture is across from 90. So according to my table, across from 90 should be 18. So I believe the table is very helpful, but if it doesn't work for you, please come in and see what other alternatives you might have. For number 12 and 13, it wants us to draw and label a picture of the situation and answer the question. So number 12, a 5 foot 6 inch tall person casts a 15-foot shadow. At the same time of day, a building casts a 40-foot shadow. Approximately how tall is the building? So let's draw two similar triangles. And we've done this type of problem in a lot of situations. So we have a person on the smaller triangle and their shadow, and then we have a building and its shadow. The person is 5 feet 6 inches, so we need to convert that to feet. So that's 5.5 feet. And the shadow of the person is 15 feet. At the same time of day, the building casts a 40-foot shadow, so I'll label the bottom of the second triangle 40 feet. And our job is to figure out the height of the building, so that's going to be x. So we can set up our proportions as follows. 5.5 is to x as 15 is to 40. And now we can cross multiply. And you would get 15x equals 5.5 times 40. $220. And divide both sides by 15. So x is approximately it's set to the hundredths, so that means 2 places behind the decimal, so about 14.67 feet. That is a short building. And our last question, number 13. says that Miss Perry leaves Nimitz, drives 30 miles south, and then drives 60 miles west. So here's Nimitz. So go south, that's down 30 miles. And then west. So I probably need to relabel this. Okay. So here's Nimitz. There's 30 miles south and then 60 miles west. And here's your triangle, and this is where Miss Perry is now. It says, what is the exact distance from Nimitz to Miss Perry? So I'm essentially looking for C of this right triangle, but the exact distance. So that would be 60 squared plus 30 squared equals C squared. 60 squared is going to give me 3,600. 30 squared is 900, and that's C squared. Combine 3,600 and 900, you're going to get 4,500. And now we take the square root of that. So the square root of 4,500 is equal to C. So we got to break apart 4,500. Everybody? That's 45 times 100, right? 45 is 9 times 5, and 9 is 3 times 3. 100 is 10 times 10. So back to the problem. You would have the square root of 3 times 3 times 5 times 10 times 10, right? So I see a pair of 3's and a pair of 10's. Cancel, cancel, move out, and move out. So we had a 3 and a 10 come out. When they come out, they multiply. So that's 30 outside the square root sign. And inside the square root sign, we still have a 5. So it's 30 square root of 5 miles as a final answer. And this concludes your tutorial for your test review. Good luck on your test.